Hey everybody, this is Elliot from Little Pump People here, and today I'm here with Densil of the OBGMs. Are you ready? Let's do this. Yeah. Your upcoming album, The Ends, sounds fantastic. When it's over, I want to hear more. How excited are you for its release?
Oh man, I couldn't be more excited for the release of the record. It took a long time to make it. A lot of tears to make it, So it feels like it feels like it's undescribable. Like I can't wait till it comes out and everybody hears it. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it sounds incredible.
thank you very much.
One of my favorite songs of yours is Move On. Can you tell me what that song is about?
I'll tell you what it's about. It's about breaking up the band. The long and the short of it was I I was just really, really sad about where we were and what we were doing. I was having arguments with the band. I was having arguments with everybody else, and I was like, you know what? I'm just ready to move on. And it's literally about looking in the mirror and lying to yourself because I'm not ready to move on. I love this. I love this, but I'm confident a lot of people can relate. Of just wanting to just be done with something. You know?
Good thing you didn't move on.
No, I can't. I can't move on. Like this is all I do.
What do you hope your future self would say to the present version of yourself now?
Um, what I hope my future self would say would be patient. This is a process, and you've got to understand that it's not always going to go your way, but doing a little bit every day will go a long way. And I think that's what my future self would tell me. But my current self is saying, I want it right now. I want the biggest band in the world right now. I'm John Lennon. So 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 we'll see if that conversation ever happens between selves.
Nice. You have a great singing voice. What got you into singing? Did you take lessons?
Oh man, you tell him the nice things. I appreciate this. Um, I got into singing by glorious default. Actually, when we started the band, we had the idea of getting a lot of other people to be the singer way before me, and nobody wanted to stay in the band long enough to make songs. To the point where we booked a show, and I just said I'm gonna do it. And the first time I ever sang and played an instrument at the same time was our first show. Actually, so I got into it by default, and I've been living there ever since. Yeah.
It's just natural talent.
luck luck and the best benefit of it is that I know my range and I know what I can and can't do, so I try to stick within those notes, and I don't want to be Beyonce all the time. I want to just kind of stick to my 3 or 4 notes that I can hit real hard. And that's it. Yeah.
If you can hang out with any of your childhood heroes, who would it be and what would you want to talk about?
If I could hang out with my childhood heroes, I'd want to hang out with Prince. Rest in peace. I just think he'd like me. I just think we'd get along. One of the reasons I picked up a guitar in general was because I was watching Purple Rain, and it's just an incredible movie. And I just saw how much confidence he had on stage, and how different it was off stage. And that's kind of how it is for me. So I'd love to just talk about like how do you get the courage to do what you do? What do you think about when you're doing your music? And I wish I had the opportunity to have that conversation.
Awesome. Who in life do you strive to make the most proud?
Who do I strive to make the most proud? I want there are two people, three people that are the most, and it's hard to distinguish them because they all become the same person eventually. My mom, Growing up, I played soccer competitively, and she used to be, she still is in a lot of ways my biggest fan. She would run up and down the sidelines when I'd have the ball. If I lost the ball, she'd run back down the sidelines. Having my mom be happy with me and saying she's proud of me is something that's very, very important to me. I'd say my fiance, she's a big part of my life. Like making this album, I wouldn't have been able to finish this album, writing this album without her. So like making her proud at the end of the road and having a hug from her is like something that's very, very important to me. And our daughter is the other one. I want her to be like, yo, I have a cool dad. I got a cool dad. He's doing cool things. So that makes me feel good.
Well, don't ever doubt yourself because you are awesome.
Well, thank you so much. You don't even know how important it is, like, to tell people people you love, like, that you're thinking of them, or that, like, what you feel about them. Like, I try to make it a habit to do that, like, because we appreciate it. Like, you never know what your friends are going through at any point in time. So thank you for that. I really, really do appreciate that. Yeah.
If you could have any superhuman power, which power would you choose?
Oh, geez, I gotta go flight. Being in the air. Something like I've noticed, and I don't know why I've waited to my adult life for this, is like, look at the clouds.
Yeah.
You see the clouds? Like, there's art in the air. It's amazing. If you ever just have an opportunity to sit down and look outside, it's beautiful. I would love to be amongst that. I'd love to be able to get to a place from like that as well. And maybe not even like the long road, but like the teleportation, maybe not. I wanted flight. Flight's gonna be that.
Do you believe there's an afterlife? And what do you hope it will be?
Do I believe there's an afterlife? Yes, I do. I think there's so much things in life that we can't explain, that there has to be some deeper meaning behind this. How are we even talking right now? Like, what is that? How were you made? How did that happen? And there has to be, I feel like there's a deeper definition beyond that, we, unfortunately, none of us know, but I believe that there is an afterlife. What do I think it's going to be like? Oh, I think it's going to be a party. I think it's going to just be a party for me. Or honestly, I'm conflicted with that. I think it also can be, I believe in reincarnation. I believe that maybe it could be a different cycle, a different lesson. I find often in life in general that the stages of life teach you different lessons to prepare you for the next thing. And your whole life in general could be possibly preparing you for death and for the next version of your life as well. A great question. I should honestly think about that a little bit more. But I do believe that there's something more beyond after this version of your life.
I have to say that was another amazing answer. I don't know what I would do. I simply, I mean, humans can't comprehend it, but I think I'm leaning more towards reincarnation more than anything nowadays.
Yeah, there. I've just been playing with it, like how, like when your spirit, like outside of like the science behind what keeps you alive, how am I learning to speak and talk and all that type of stuff? There's a spirit. Where does that go? Like I feel like that energy goes somewhere, and I wonder where.
Do you ever think that your dreams have a special meaning? Have you ever seen a friend or family member who passed away in your dreams?
I do. I think dreams are like kind of related to the other question. I believe that there are higher lessons being learned that you just don't understand. Then some of them take place in your dreams. Some of them take place in karma. Some of them take place anywhere. And it's very, very important to interpret those messages, because I feel like life in general is a lot like a video game. If you keep on doing the same things at a certain level, you don't get past that level. You get that lesson again. So have I witnessed a friend? Yeah, I've witnessed friends and family and myself dying in dreams, and it may not be as literal as somebody may think about it, but it could be like the death of your old self. I can't leave life thinking haven't done enough. And that's pretty much what I live every day with. I have to do as much as possible every day, inspire as much people as possible every day. Yeah.
Nice. I like that answer as well. You're the best at answering these questions.
Pull my hair out. Thank you.
How do you see the state of humanity in 5 years from now? And how do you hope to see it?
The state of humanity in 5 years from now. It's interesting. Like the Western world is going through an interesting time, where let's just get political with this. We have a president of the United States that is up for election this year. Um, we have social unrest in a lot of different ways, whether it's socioeconomic, racial, straight up economic, a lot of different factors that people are going to have to determine what side they want to fall on, and what message do they want to leave out. I feel like humanity definitely goes in cycles, and the lessons that we've learned in history do repeat themselves often. And the state of humanity right now, though, I feel vaguely positive about. Right now, particularly, we're dealing with a lot of socio-racial conversations that we haven't had in my life, in my years. And it's inspiring to hear those conversations. As a black man, I've never had a conversation about my blackness to people that weren't black. Um, and now these are open discussions. People are willing to hear my opinions on it and know that it's not a condemnation of themselves. Know that it's just me literally talking about how I feel and what I see, and we're all looking to work, or most of us are looking to work towards a future together, which is really all we want. And I feel that's inspiring because I've never witnessed that in my life. I don't care if you're left politics or right politics. I find that if you are in politics, the people that really get the work done are the people in the center, anyway. But if you are a radical on any side, I think you're a joke, and like your current president. So it's very, very interesting. We'll see if he gets reelected, which I'm leaning towards he will. And have that. Let's have that conversation in 6 months, and let's see how I feel about the state of humanity then.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Um, I'd like to add that like there's a so something that's very, very important to me is that I am I'm a musician in punk, and I'm also a black musician. In this space, you don't often find a lot of people that look like me. But you know what's happening right now, talking about the state of humanity, state of music, is that there's a movement of artists that look like me, that are from different walks of lives, that are making really, really cool music. And I would really, really tell people they should take some of these acts in. Particularly, I'm going to go ahead and plug them all. Troy Irons is my favorite artist right now. Oxymorons, that's Oxymorrons. I flipping love those guys. Fever 333, love those guys. King Youngblood, Jonkro, Blackrock, BLAQROCK. It's just a lot of different acts, and I think what punk music is about just having the freedom of expression, and freedom of diversity, and freedom to just take in different things that are and stand up for something, and I feel a lot of those acts do it, and I love to see them fill the mainstream punk spaces a lot more. That's something that we support over here for the OBGMs. And lastly, I'd like to say that the OBGMs are Nirvana. I feel like we're the biggest band in the world. In my head, I really feel like that. I feel I'm Kurt Cobain. so, so, I'm looking forward to release the album. I'm looking forward to see what people think. And I honestly thank you. Thank you. Like such amazing questions. You keeping me on my toes. Like I'm gonna sit down and meditate on some of these questions that you asked me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure. I love your music. And make sure you all check out all the bands he mentioned and check out the brand new album that's coming out from the OBGMs. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Like I am completely honored. I really, really do appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you.
Awesome.